Ma Barker, the mother of all American gangsters, organized the Barker Gang. A Turk washes his feet for his final prayer as Bulgarian soldiers prepare the gallows for him, 1913. Children's Carnival against child beating, with slogans, "Down with the belt," and "No place for the whip," USSR, 1930. The explosion of a boiler in a steam locomotive, one of the many scourges of the 19th century. Despite strict regulations for boiler safety and maintenance, they exploded frequently, making the machinist's job not only hard, but also dangerous. Brigitte Bardot became one of the brightest female icons of the 20th century, and at the World's Fair in the Vatican Pavilion, her photo was displayed as a symbol of sin. A French soldier writes a letter during a break between the battles of the Verdun Meat Grinder, 1916. South African police beating women with batons in Durban, 1962, after they destroyed a brewery to protest alcohol production bans. A Filipino survivor of the Manila Massacre shows the attempt of a Japanese officer to behead him. The Manila Massacre, which took place between February and March of 1945 during the Philippine Campaign, took the lives of between 100,000 and 240,000 civilians, according to U.S. estimates. Collapse of the Tasman Bridge, Australia, 1975. 2 supports and 3 sections of the bridge fell into the water. Installing antennas on the Twin Towers, 1979. Later, these antennas would prevent rescue aircraft from landing on the rooftops. One of the 4 preserved human nervous systems. The extraction took over 1,000 hours. All-mad dictator Idi Amin declares a one-day war on the United States, only to declare himself the winner the next day. Uganda, 1975. During his rule, up to 500,000 people were victims of repression, with at least 2,000 of his own citizens killed personally by the president. Louise Bundy, mother of serial killer Ted Bundy, talks to him on the phone minutes before his execution. "You will always be my precious son. A mother is always a mother." Spruce trees hung over a road to camouflage it from the air. Finland, 10 kilometers from the Soviet border, 1941. In 1947, Melvin Johnson hosted a dinner where elderly guests were invited to shoot air rifles at balloons attached to a girl. Finnish blacksmith Pirtimaki stands in line all night to become the first buyer of a bottle of vodka after the end of Prohibition, April 5th, 1932. The Empire State Building's damaged wall after a B-25 bomber crash in 1945. Midwives show newborn triplets to their father, who fainted from emotion. New York, 1946. Circus elephant from the Amar brothers plowing land in occupied France, 1941. Vincenzo Peruggia stole the Mona Lisa from the Louvre in 1911, and in 1913, the painting was found in his hotel room in Florence. Female students on the street during Emperor Hirohito's speech on Japan's surrender, 1945. Indian soldiers wearing gas masks in trench positions, World War I, 1915. Collapse of the Tasman Bridge, Australia, 1975. 2 supports and 3 sections of the bridge fell into the water, killing 7 crew members and 5 motorists. The day of the assassination attempt, Archduke Ferdinand and his wife, Duchess Sophie of Hohenberg, June 28, 1914. Lunch break during the filming of Star Wars. Lunch break during the filming of Star Wars. U.S. National Guardsmen with a convoy of trucks carrying captured Iraqis. Kuwait, 1991. A woman wanting but unable to buy a refrigerator. Sales closed for 5 years. Russia, 1990. In 1948, a local chief of the Mandan, Arikara, and Hidatsa tribes in North Dakota weeps as he is forced to sign a treaty to cede fertile lands in the Missouri River Plain, the homeland of his people, under the threat of genocide. Lab technician in a plastic suit selecting a rat for experiments in an Indiana lab, USA, 1949. White women beating a woman who came out with a sign supporting equal rights for black people on St. Augustine Beach. Florida, 1962. American military operation Rolling Thunder. U.S. pilots flew 304,000 combat missions, dropping nearly 8 million tons of bombs on Vietnam. One of the most incredible moments in medicine. In 1922, scientists at the University of Toronto went to a hospital ward with children in a coma dying from diabetic ketoacidosis. Imagine a room full of parents sitting by their children's beds, awaiting their inevitable death. The scientists moved from bed to bed, injecting the children with a new purified extract, insulin. As they began injecting the last child in the coma, the first child they had treated started to wake up. One by one, all the children came out of diabetic coma. The room of death and despair became a place of joy and hope. The scientists also transferred the insulin patent to the University of Toronto for just $1 to ensure no company could monopolize its production, thanks to Dr. Banting and Dr. Best. Imperial fish-shaped boat, India, 1857. Boat, India, 1857. Boat, India, 18. Ivory traders at the Great Lakes region, Africa, 1880s. A severe natural disaster in Brazil in 2009, killing over 600 people. A dog named Leo stayed at his owner's grave for days. Monks from Asakusa Temple prepare for the Sino-Japanese War. Japan, 1936. A mother reunites with her daughter after 7 months of service in Iraq. Santa Claus during the Croatian War of Independence, 1991. Cat mobilization, USSR, 1942. 5,000 cats were sent to Leningrad to fight rodents and protect food supplies. The image of a 21st century man, according to Vogue magazine, 1939. In 1923, jockey Frank Hayes won a race at Belmont Park in New York, despite being dead. He suffered a heart attack mid-race, but remained in the saddle until the end. A bear drawn by the smell of baking rolls in the oven. Russia, Cape Schmidt, 1997. Korean soldier Yang Kyung-jong, who fought for 3 armies during World War II, Japan, the Soviet Union, and Germany. David Dellinger and Jerry Rubin nominate a pig for the position of president in Grant Park, Chicago, USA, 1968. An orphaned boy adopted by an air regiment writes, "For Mom, for Dad," on bombs. Declassified photo of a spy pigeon used by the CIA in the 1960s during operations in the USSR. Winston Churchill is carried on a stretcher after being hit by a car in New York, 1931. Lieutenant William Spreckley of the British Armed Forces is hospitalized in January 1917 with a shrapnel head wound and leaves Sir Harold Gillis Clinic in October 1920 with a significantly corrected appearance. Improvised cavalry parade in memory of horses killed in World War I, United States, 1917. Pablo Escobar in one of his money storage rooms with rubber bands for cash scattered everywhere. Colombia, 1982. Copper band for Catholic schoolboys to prevent sin. France, 1880s. This is not a fall, but a descent down the scariest slope in America. Corbett's Couloir. Doug Coombs, 1990. Removal of the bodies of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun from the bunker after their suicide, 1945. Mexicans and Americans playing volleyball over the border fence, Naco, Arizona, 1979. People trying to board a plane during the evacuation of American troops, South Vietnam, 1975. The Arcadico Bridge in Greece, built during the Mycenaean civilization from the 16th to the 11th centuries BCE, is one of the oldest arch bridges in the world and the oldest bridge in Europe. Reporter interviewing a penguin, 1966. A penguin, 1966. On Christmas 1914, during World War I, German and British soldiers on the front line held an unscheduled truce. They sang Christmas carols, exchanged gifts sent from home, and played football. In the following years of the war, such truces could not be arranged again. Winston Churchill talks on the first portable radio, Fort Jackson, 1942. The charred remains of the cabin of Apollo 1. 3 astronauts, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, died in the cabin. Horses used as barricades during the Spanish Civil War. Barcelona, 1936. Drinking fountains for blacks and whites, USA, 1956. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope these photos impressed you. Some may have made you angry, brought a smile, made you happy, or perhaps even caused some negativity. Feel free to leave your comments and stay tuned for the next part. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Bye.